Good morning, everybody. This is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations, and I'm going to do the last part of my tutorial, which is basically I'm going to show you how to decorate the lid, and then I'm going to show you the final product, and we'll do a little walkthrough of everything. So tutorial number 1, we did the base, the box, and the lid. Tutorial number 2, we did the elements for the inside, including the little mini album without decorations. So I'm going to show you that today. And then today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to add a handle to this lid, and then I'll show you all the decorations. So I picked out some decorations that I'm going to put on the lid. I showed you before that I am making, or I did make, some beautiful flowers using some of the pattern paper that I had left over. And so I created, I want to say 7 of those for this project. And I use them throughout the project. And let me show you real quick. I did get these from Country Craft Creations, and I do actually have a tutorial because I had someone ask me about it on how to make the flowers using these molds. And then I also go through like doing rolled flowers and some punched flowers and other things. So I'll link that flower tutorial down below if you want to see it. So I kind of go through how to use these dies and how to use this shaping mold to create the dimension on them. So again, this is by Heartfelt Creations, and I did purchase them at Country Craft Creations. I do not believe that they are still available, but I will double check, and if they are, I'll put the links down below. I used Small Wild Rose Leafy Accents and then the 3D Floral Basics shaping mold, and I like this one because you can use it with pretty much any flower shape you make. And so it worked out really well, and it's really easy, and all you need is your die cutting machine and a little spritz of water. So that's how I made the flowers. And then I did make the leaves and ran them through the same mold. So that worked out really, really well. And then I can use either side that I want because you do have that dimension, which is really kind of cool. Out of the chipboard pieces, now I did use some chipboard throughout the project, and I will show you that in a minute. I picked out this one that says "You Belong Among the Flowers," and I'm going to put that on my lid here. Also in the collection were a ton of these gorgeous buttons. So purple buttons, all different shapes and sizes, and I do have quite a few left, but I did use quite a few through the project, so I'm going to show you where I did that. One of the things that you can do with the buttons, and I think it turned out really adorable, is basically use it, put the twine underneath it. So I tied a bow with the twine, and again, that was also from Country Craft Creations. And then I put a leaf behind it, and I kind of made it look like a flower, which I thought was really pretty. So I'm going to use that. And yeah, so some of the buttons I did use in the corners here. A lot of times we use like gem dots or enamel dots, and I thought, well, why not? We had a lot of these little teeny tiny buttons, and I had enough in this assortment where I had matching ones, so I used that. And then on the lid here, one of the border strips here that says "Spring is Sprung," I cut that and it fit perfectly, so I did that all the way around the lid, which I thought was amazing. It worked out just perfectly to do that. So I used that. And then on the inside of the lid, I did want to show you that I took a piece of the border paper that comes with the collection, and I cut a little bit off. I used a corner punch that I have. It's kind of been my favorite corner punch here. It does a scallop. And this is from my stash, We Are Memory Keepers. And so I did that on the corners just to give the corners a little added something. And then I also did the notch punch with my envelope punch board right in the middle to create a pocket. And then I had a couple left over seed packets, and then I had this little cut apart left over from my decorating, so I put that in the pocket. And then this is one of the pieces of the cut apart as well, and I put that in the top of the lid. So I wanted to do that inside the lid because this, you know, you can't do a lot in the lid because it goes over everything that's in the box, but you can do a little bit. You can put a photo mat here, you can do a little pocket, keep it kind of nice and flat, but you can do a little something in the lid if you want to, so it's a little extra space. So I think that turned out really pretty. So then on the top, I did create this already, and I'm going to show you how to do it, but this is going to be a handle that I created so that you can pick it up, and then I was going to decorate around it with all of this other stuff. So I'm going to show you how to make that, and then we'll go through the rest of the stuff. So you will need just one little piece of cardstock for the handle, and I'll get my scoreboard out here in my bone folder, and this piece of cardstock measures 6 by 2. All right. You're going to put it with the 2 at the top, score at 1/2 and 1 1/2, and then turn it to the 6 and score it at 1 and at 5. Okay. And that's all you're going to do with that. And then you'll take your scissors, and these 4 outer corners we're going to just snip out, and we're going to cut kind of straight up. Actually, we're going to angle that. Take that back. We're going to angle that just a little bit to create tabs with these longer pieces. And then we're going to cut straight up the bottom side. Okay. Oop, I didn't quite get that, did I? There we go. So cut straight up the sides to get that 1 by 1 square on either side. And then do kind of a slight miter. All right. So we'll do that on both ends. So slight miter and straight up. Oop, I did it again. I could tell. There we go. And then slight miter. Or straight up. I just had my very first cup of tea. I think I need more. So you'll have a piece that looks like this. Now grab your bone folder. We're going to fold those top tabs to the inside. That'll give our handle a nice rounded edge on the side. Okay, and then these little guys are actually going to go to the front. Okay. All right, so we have that now, and then what we're going to do is just grab some glue, and we're going to put some glue here. Ooh, I got a gunky tip. I need to fix that. Get a wipey here, which I never get before I'm filming. Ay, ay, ay. It's first thing in the morning too. I just got my shower, came into my craft room. So I'm going to get this done. I promised I would get it done. And I tried to do it yesterday, but I was waiting for an important phone call, so I couldn't tie up my phone, which I need to do my tutorials. And that phone call never came. So I decided I was going to get it done today, and we'll see what happens. So, okay. So now you have those 2 tabs folded to the inside. That's going to give a nice sturdy handle, and then we have a nice rounded edge. And then before this really dries, I'm going to go ahead and like try to curve that. I think that it works better if you do it kind of while it's drying, because what we're going to do is we're going to put it down, and then we're going to curve it up like this. Okay, now these pieces here, I did use my little favorite edge punch again, and I just edge punched those little tabs on the end just to give it a little decorative element, and it worked out really good. This is a scallop punch. That's a corner punch, but you can round it. You can use, you know, whatever corner punch you want, but I just think it gave it just a little extra something something. So I did that, and then that's pretty much it. That's how you make that handle. And then you can you know, put it down on your lid. And then I thought, what I'm going to do, because I want, oh, before you do that, before you get too crazy, then this piece of paper over here, which is, you can do it or not, is cut at 7/8 by 3 7/8, because this piece here is 1 by 4. And that's the only piece that I covered with the pattern paper. Okay, so it made it nice and sturdy. Once it gets nice and dry with the glue, and you kind of work with it a little bit to get that angle, it worked out really well, and it's really sturdy. I'm really happy with how that turned out. So my plan, so then I added an extra piece of yellow, and I don't think I mentioned that, but I did. So I added another layer. When we last saw this lid, it was just the purple and the green. So I did add a piece of yellow that I really liked. So I cut that at like 4 5/8 by 4 5/8 and put that down. So we have that kind of 3-color piece. And then I went through the middle and I just marked with a light pencil mark 1 inch, so 1/2 inch on either side of the middle, because that's where I'm going to put my handle. And I'm going to put it in about 1/8 of an inch and then try and center that really nice. So that's why I put the pencil marks to give me a guide, and then I can erase those when I'm done. And I also decided that I think I'm going to use hot glue for that. So because of the curve, it kind of tends to want to go out, you know, so I need to make sure, unless you want to sit and hold this until it really for sure gets dry with your art glitter glue, which may take a few minutes. I thought, well, I'm going to just use my glue gun for that, and then I can just use the glue gun for the rest of it. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got it fired up. I'm just going to put a little bit. I don't want to put too much. I don't want it to kind of seep out. And then I'm going to just kind of go 1/8 of an inch in between my pencil marks and hold that down. Okay, I'm going to do one side at a time so that I don't get it messed up. And then while that's drying, that is the one advantage to a glue gun, because once it cools, it really does stick. Okay. Okay. And I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. All right, like so. And then I have a nice little handle to take your lid off of your box, which I thought was fun. And that worked out pretty good. All right, so let's do that. And then, so look how cute that is. Look how cute that is. So now make sure, when I take my lids off of my explosion boxes, I tend to take them off so like this is facing me right side, and then I take it off and it goes like this to show the you know, inside piece. So this is theoretically the front of my box. So this is where I'm going to put this, and then I'm going to put some flowers around that. I'm going to put some flowers around here, and then I thought I would take these buttons here and put those on the handle and give it another little something something. So I'm going to do that, and then I will come back and we will go through the entire box decoration, and I'll walk you through the whole entire project, because this is basically, the handle was the last piece other than the decorations that we needed to do. So let's do that, and I will be back in a few minutes and show you what it looks like. Okay, I have finished decorating, and this was kind of my vision for the top. I really wanted some floral elements. I really wanted to use those flowers, and I think the buttons are really pretty. So I went ahead and did some clusters of flowers and the leaves here. Got a little bit of string there. And then did my cluster around the chipboard piece here that says "You belong among the flowers." I added that little piece that I did with the button and the twine to the top of the handle, and that's how that turned out. So I think that is really pretty. I'm very happy with the handle. The handle is awesome. So when you look at the box, this will be kind of theoretically the front of the box, the way that I have the papers oriented. So in the chipboard pieces, there was a couple chipboard pieces that I put on the front and the back. This says "Tiptoe Through the Tulips" here. And I decided, I was thinking about doing something to the outside of the box, but I thought with the decoration of the lid that might be a little bit too much. So I have the spring has sprung around the top, and on the front I have the tiptoe through the tulips. We're using the G45, the graphic 45 feet, the claw feet that are available at Country Craft Creations, and I just love how this turned out. So yeah, I'm gonna be getting some more of these, because with making this base, it just really kind of elevated this project a little bit. So there's that. So then the side looks like that. I did not put anything on the side. On the back here, this one says friends are flowers in the garden of life, so I put that on the back. All right, and then here, the side again. Here is where we open our lid, so we can use our handle, okay, and it pops out like that. And I did a little bit of simple decoration, but I kind of focused more on the middle here. So let's look at the books. So this slider book, in the garden is my happy place, I added one of the chipboard tags with some twine and a button. I left the explosion box, I left the never ending ones this as is, because they had that pretty paper on the front of them anyway, so I just kind of left those. Then these here, I added a flower here on the front with some of the leaves that I made, and then on the back, if you turn it around, I used one of the chipboard pieces, some buttons, and then some more leaves that I had. Here's the other slider piece that says spring is in the air, and again another chipboard tag sticker that came with my design team collection, and then some twine with another bow. And then the other thing I was going to show you is that on the slider pieces with the tag, or the tab here, I added one of the chipboard stickers to the tab to kind of decorate that up a little bit. So each one of those has one of those types of stickers. So I thought that was a really kind of, it fit perfectly on that, and I didn't plan that. So yeah, it worked out fine. So this is pretty big. It's 15 by 15, and we have our inside box. Now, I, on the box, actually put one of the chipboard tags as well on either side, again with some of the, I'll turn it kind of sideways, I hope you can see that, with one of the chipboard tags, and then again the twine with the bow, and then here's the flower, and then on the back side here we got that, another one of the tags with the bow and the flower. Okay, then on the inside you can see the inside of the box is nice and decorated. And then for the elements on the inside, let me get this out of the way for just a second. I put a bunch of things. So I just pulled this out of the inside. So one of the things that I did was in the chipboard pack were chipboard tags. So these are nice big chipboard tags. There was 2 of them. I saved one for my next project. I chose this one. I put a little seam binding through and tied some twine around that and just left that as is. But on the back, I backed it with some yellow Artisan banana split paper, a piece of the pattern paper for a photo mat, and then this is one of the little border pieces that was in the paper collection, and I just cut that one piece out that says the garden is my happy place, and then I glued it at the bottom so you could tuck a picture behind. So I added that tag. And then we have our seed packets that I did. So I left the fronts as is because we already had decorated those, but then on the back I decided to add another photo mat to it. So inside of all of the seed packets, I did tell you that I put in an index card that I cut in half. So this was a 4x6. I made it into 3x4 and then just rounded the corners and put that in there for some journaling spots. And then you can tuck pictures in there or whatever. Now I might go back through if I have more stuff left over after I make my next project and maybe add some more stickers or something, but that is basically that. And then we have our photo album. I want to show you before that the other 2 seed packets. So I put one backwards in the box so that if you look at the back side of the box, you have that beautiful seed packet on the front. And then again, another piece of pattern paper for another photo mat. And then this one here, photo mat there. All right, so then here's my little album. So when we left off, we basically had just made it with the pattern paper and just made the pages. So this is how it came out after I decorated. I added a piece of the yellow pattern paper to the front, and then added one of the seed packet cut aparts that says Grow with Love, and then one of the flowers that I made with the button and the twine, and then I put some more twine behind it. I did add some seam binding for a closure. On the spine here, I poked a hole here, or punched a hole, added one of the little tag charms that come in the chipboard pack with, and I just simply tied it with a piece of the twine. And then I did add a little bit of paper to the spine, and then the little border strip that said Tiptoe Through the Tulips. And then on the back, I added another piece of yellow. I did cut it down, so the actual album itself is 3 1/4, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I cut this at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then I added one of the little chipboard stickers that says Tiptoe Through the Tulips back here. And then, so on the inside, with my seam binding closure here, I tied it so tight I can't get it undone. There we go. All right, so the inside, I love how this album came out. So I went through, there was a lot of chipboard stickers that I used. Again, the border strips that I had, I cut apart and used, you know, the wording for some things. There was a seed packet that I put in there, or seed packet cut apart, and then there are the other cut aparts in the collection that have some journaling spots. So some of them look like 4x6 like postcards, and others are a journaling spot with something on the back. So like you could use these either way, but I thought these would be fun to kind of tuck in the pockets as well. So I added the pink boots, and then the Garden is My Happy Place piece of paper, pattern paper, and then just glued that down as a decoration. I did make more paper clips because I had some more in my stash. So they're just average, you know, paper clips. Mine in my stash had to be, or happened to be, covered with some colored, you know, plastic. So you can use any paper clip that you want. But this is one of the cut aparts that I just fussy cut out and corner rounded, and then tuck that in the paper clip so you can have that, and then put a picture on the back. On the next page, because there was a paper clip, I did one of the little cut aparts here. You could put a picture on the back, and then obviously a picture here. On this page here, I just put a piece of the pink paper to make a photo mat. And then this is one of the little stickers that I put down in the bottom. It says In the Garden. And I did glue that one all the way down, but the picture, you still have lots of room for a picture here. Here's another pocket. I used one of the little chipboard pieces, and I just flattened it out just a little bit by taking some of the extra cardstock or chipboard off the back, and then glued it down with a little bit of twine. In the pocket, we have again another one of the seed flower cut aparts, and then one of the 3x4 cut aparts, and then the back says Spring is in the Air, and you can do a little journaling there. This page here, another photo mat. This is one of the chipboard stickers that says Friends Are the Flowers in the Garden of Life. And then this is another chipboard sticker, but I did put the talc on it. And this talc is available at Country Craft Creations. So you could put it on the back of stickers, and then you can glue the sides and then have the back made so that, you know, or talced so that you can take the sticky off and you can tuck a picture behind it. So I really like that tool. I use that quite a bit. On this one here, I took a piece of pattern paper and then backed it with one of the little cut aparts that says The Garden is My Happy Place, and I made just a simple little glued pocket. And then in that glued pocket, I put one of the cut apart pieces, and or two of the cut apart pieces, one of the bigger ones and one of the smaller ones, and that just tucks right in there. Another photo mat here, and again another sticker that, yeah, it is. I just couldn't get behind it. Is done so you could tuck the picture underneath that just a little bit. On this page here, I did a photo mat. This is one of the chipboard pieces, one of the chipboard tags, and then I just did the twine through that. Here's a pocket. Chipboard stickers are both of these are chipboard stickers. So Spring Has Sprung with a little stamp, and then in the pocket, you can see that this little mini, it didn't look like much when we made it, but boy, it just is chunked full of stuff. Here what I did was I took the a piece of the border paper that I liked that said Spring Is Sprung, and I just made a little banner out of it, and then I just glued it on the two sides to create a pocket. And then on the inside, I took a piece of pattern paper that I had left over. I just folded it, rounded the corners and made a little photo booklet out of it. And then I used one of the chipboard banner stickers to put on the front to decorate that. So that just tucks into that pocket there. Here's another one of the paper clips. So here is another seed packet cut apart. And on the back of that, another of the little mini cut aparts. And they just tuck under there nicely. And then the last page is this pocket, and I did use 2 of the chipboard stickers. So this one is a little round medallion that says flourish, and then I used one of the butterflies there. And then in this one I have the seed packet, and then another of the 3x4 cut aparts. So those tuck in there. So you can see this book is full. It has lots and lots of places to put pictures. And then that goes into the inner little pocket. So that is what I wanted to share with you. That is what's going in the box. So if we grab our box here, and this technically is the front of my box, then I just put my seed packets in there, my little tag, and then I got my little seed packets back here. So no matter kind of which way you open it and look at it, you're going to have some real pretty things to look at here. And that is the project. So I love how this turned out. I mean, you guys know I love my explosion boxes. I think they are fantastic and fun and have lots and lots of you know, different things that you can do with them. I really think this one is fantastic. I love that, just how elegant it looks with the claw feet, and the base makes it super sturdy. It's a little bit bigger than normal. We only used our regular scoreboard to make everything here. The handle, I think, turned out perfect. And so, yeah, let me know what you think. That's my finished design team project. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. All of the supplies are from Country Craft Creations. I have all the links down below. And I hope you have fun making this, because I know I did. I just had a ball. This was really great. So thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. I have more of this paper, and I've got another great idea. I'm going to be using one of the Simple Stories snap flip books for my next tutorial. And it's not going to matter what color you get. They are available at Country Craft Creations, and since I'm mentioning that, I'm going to put the link down for that below, because that will be in my next tutorial. And so you can pick one up any color you want, because we're going to cover it anyway. And I'm using the one that is 6x8. So if you want to go ahead and order that, if you don't already have one from Country Craft Creations, go to the link below and you can get it. Okay, so thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.